Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today is the Twinning Soap Collection release. Today's soap launch includes
5
new soaps: Brazilian Summer, Isle of Capri, Fruity Cereal,
Black Raspberry Vanilla,
and today's soap, Champagne Dreams. Now, I asked you guys on Instagram, what are some of your favorite fragrances from bigger companies like Bath & Body Works, Yankee Candle, Lush? And while I received over, I'm not kidding, like 500 responses to that poll, one of the ones that I kept seeing over and over and over again was
Champagne Toast
by Bath & Body Works. Nature's Garden twinned with them and has this fragrance called 3 Cheers. This is one of those scents that I definitely think it's a twin. It's not an exact duplication, okay? I think it's a little bit gentler in soap, and I think some of the punchiness is toned down. I went to the Bath & Body Works website to sort of look and see how they picked colors and branding, and quite frankly, I disagreed with a lot of their choices. This doesn't smell like a pink scent to me. And after scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, I finally found this. I was like, now that is actually more like it. I'm thinking some light blues, some purples, a little bit of like a metallic shimmer in there. That smells about right. That looks about right, smells about right, smelly looky about right. And so without further ado, let's make one of the most requested fragrances by you guys. Admittedly, I'm a little bit nervous about the color choices, but I'm going to ignore that and go ahead and get started. Just pour my lye water solution right in. Let's blend them up. Everything is nice and blended now. No oils sitting on the top. So I will pour my batter into 4 equal portions. With the batch now evenly split, I can start to think about my individual layers. The first layer we're starting off with is a simple white. Can't go wrong with that. Go ahead and pour my titanium dioxide in. This is from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And we're gonna blend that well. A little goes a very long way with titanium dioxide. I only had to blend that for about 8 seconds. Now I'm gonna measure out my fragrance and blend that in by hand. Let's see how it reacts with my soap batter. So far so good. No ricing, no curdling, no separation, and no acceleration. If anything, I would say it actually slowed down the speed at which the batter is setting up. All right, let's go ahead and pour this layer into our 2 molds. This is performing beautifully, lots of working time. I'm gonna scrapey out my little white pitcher because we're not gonna be returning to it. We're not decorating the tops of these soaps. There's gonna be frosting on them. I could definitely see why so many people voted for this fragrance on Instagram. It smells so good. Gave these molds a little tap. Now let's remove them and work on our second layer. For this one, we're adding in a mix of 2 purples. One is Berry Purple from TKB Trading. The other is Eclipse Enviro Glitter from Nurture Soap. The Enviro Glitters make your soap sparkly because the micron size is a little bit bigger. So you can see the sparkles even after saponification, which is a little bit rare for cold process soap colorants. We'll blend this up. Make sure we get all of this off because our next layer is white. We don't want it to be accidentally tinted lavender. Added our fragrance and blending that in by hand. Going ahead and pouring this in. The fragrance oil is behaving beautifully, setting up in a timely manner, but still giving me a lot of working time. These look perfect. Let's move on to layer number 3. Again with the titanium dioxide that, yes, I did get on my table and I need to fix immediately. No messes. Blend it up. Mix up the fragrance oil. Pour in the layer and tap it down. Now for my favorite layer, and it's not just because it's the last one. I just know this blue is one of the most stunning ones I have on hand. This is Silver Fin Blue from Mad Micas, and we're gonna be mixing it with a little bit of titanium dioxide. Oh wait, I almost forgot the most important part, my mica line. Oh man, that was almost really bad. This is why I write recipes. Okay, let's put this on. This is King Tut Gold from Mad Micas. It is a beautiful, like really yellow gold. I find to get really good coverage on 2 loaves of this width and length, about a tablespoon of this mica will get you the coverage that you need. You don't want too much or the layers won't stick together. Okay, that looks about right to me. Now we can mix up the blue layer. Woo, I'm sure glad I didn't add the fragrance yet. Add the rest of that fragrance oil. Soap is starting to get a little thick. I have been working with it for over 15 minutes at this point. I'm pretty sure I can tap out any lumps or bumps here, so I'm not gonna worry. This layer is completely set up, so I can pour straight onto it. Just to get this soap as flat as I possibly can, I'm gonna go ahead and run my little paint scraper across the top to knock down any peaks that may have formed, since the soap is a little thicker. And now it's time for me to prep the soap frosting and just clean up my area a little bit so the gold doesn't get on everything. Okay, using my Royalty Soaps Soap Frosting Club Kit, I am going to pipe the top of this. I've gotten a lot of questions recently about the Soap Frosting Club, and like, as an example, why do I include 2 different recipes? One for the base soap, one for the frosting. Yes, you can technically use a different recipe or like leftover batter from your original recipe to pipe with, but because I'm doing bigger batches and because I do not want there to be any chance of my soap ashing, I formulated and have used the same soap frosting recipe for years. And the #1 complaint that I see is that people think that soap frosting with other recipes sets up too quick. I formulated mine to be pipeable for a very, very long time. One of the #1 reasons people's soap frosting gets too hard to pipe too quickly is that they're using hard oils and butters. I do have some hard oils, but I don't have shea butter, cocoa butter, all those expensive butters that people put in their recipe. Those make your soap set up way faster, and I don't use those in the soap frosting recipe. Also, the kit is my lowest margin item. I have said that a million times, and it really is. I sell the whole kit for $50. That includes 4 different like name brand Atico frosting tips. It includes piping bags. It includes the frosting recipe and the base recipe in a tidy little PDF. It includes a step-by-step video tutorial so that I can frost with you the first time. I'm not going to leave you out to dry. You get 4 different micas. Like, I really did my best to make sure that you guys were set up. I have sold thousands and thousands of these kits over the years. So if you're on the fence, go read some of the reviews on my website because I will take good care of you. It has been years since I've used the Soapberry Purple, and it looks so good. It's like kind of a reddy purple, and a little has definitely gone a long way in this batch. And I'm glad that I went ahead and leaned on my own intuition for the color profile. I'll say it again, this fragrance just didn't smell that pink to me. Fill in the top real quick. Make sure everybody gets filled in and the dollops look relatively even. And perfect. Now we're gonna do an oil drizzle with 2 different golds. We're gonna start with the Mystic Gold, which is a white mica with like gold flecks on it. It's super pretty. I added a little bit of this into the soap frosting too, so that hopefully we get a bit of a shimmer. And then we'll use some of that King Tut Gold as well, and y'all are gonna love the embeds. Sprinkle this along here. All right, and then a little bit of that King Tut Gold. I'm not gonna add too much of this. I don't want it to take away from the purple. Just like so, all the way down. That looks so pretty. It's giving Rapunzel. Now I'm gonna put some iridescent large bio glitter on top. Love the chunkiness of this glitter. Beautiful. Look at these embeds. They look like little ice bubbles. Let's put our little markers on at the beginning and the end of the rows, just so I can make sure that I'm staying even all the way down. Okay, this looks so good. I'm having to be very careful, but 3 cheers for 3 cheers. That would also be a really good fragrance in a body scrub, shampoo, conditioner. I'd love to see some of the candle makers who watch me make a candle with this scent and how they would decide to market that. Wow, I'm doing so good with this one. I think they're all gonna fit without me having to move everything around. A miracle! Ta-da! Hooray! I hope you guys have enjoyed chilling out with me today. I know I talked quite a bit about the Soap Frosting Club, but I have to kit them up with my mom and sisters again recently, so they've just been on my mind. I cannot stop staring at these. Okie dokie, I'm gonna let them set up for 24 hours and then we'll come back and take a peek at the inside after this quick commercial break. Wow, look at this soap the next day. I'm loving the bubbles. The purples look so good, like no complaints. Embed placement looks pretty good. Pull one out, and this is what it looks like on the inside. I added a little bit too much water on this particular layer right here, so I did end up with some glycerin rivers because this was the hottest part of the soap. But actually, if I take one of the bars off the edge, it didn't get as hot on this side. So you can see there aren't any glycerin rivers. Also, don't worry, it's over there. I'm so glad I followed my gut and did this design the way that I felt it should be done and not based on Bath & Body Works packaging. Bath & Body Works and Yankee Candle are like the #1 companies that fragrance houses like to dupe or imitate or be inspired by or compare to, however you want to term that in legal jargon. So if you have other fragrances you really like from Bath & Body Works, comment it down below. And if someone has already said it, just like their comment so I can see how many people are interested in which fragrances, and maybe I'll pick them for some fall soaps. I hope you guys loved the twinning series. I had so much fun making this. It's a little bit unusual for me to lean into what other people have already created, but I think it was good for my creative energy to be focused in this area and to kind of not be able to go wrong with fragrances. These are all extremely popular. We already know that they do well with other people, so it kind of was a no-brainer. At the end of the day, the Brazilian Summer Soap is still my favorite soap. I think it smells so amazing. The twinning fragrance oil for this fragrance is so good. Until next week, I will see you guys in short form content on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Have a royal weekend. Do something fun for yourself today. Go paddle boarding, get some sunshine, soak up those last rays of summer because back to school is gonna be here before you know it. But you know I don't really care what you do, just do something for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Meow.